think he has done quite a lot of good things over there. Many water related, electricity related. So the development has happened because of that ashram there. Yeah. Lot.
His spiritual talk is also fully Advaitam. Super.
I have not heard any talks.
Oh, you should hear that. I heard many. I have experienced at least some 20. Just a distance of 20 meters from him in Whitefield.
Okay.
In 84, I used to go there regularly.
Yeah. Morning, Padmashri. Waiting for you actually.
Good morning, Padmashri.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Dad. Good morning, Lata.
Okay, so now we come to the discussion portion of Anandamaya Kosha between the disciple and the teacher. So, verse number 212. Shishya uvacha mityatvena nishidveshu koshoshveteshu panchasu sarvabhavam vina kinchana pashyamyatra he guru vigneyam kimu vastu asti swatmanah atma vipaschitah. So now the disciple asks, after negating as unreal all these 5 sheets of the koshas, sarva abhavam vina kinchit, except the absence of everything, na pashyami atra he guru, I find nothing else here. It looks like nothingness to me. Vigneyam kim uvastu asti, what entity then is there to be realized? Swatmanah atma vipaschitah, by the seeker of the self as his own self. So it is like having cake, and you eat it and then there is nothing to be experienced because the cake is not there. So we negated the cake and the thing was eaten, and what is there to now experience? Because the person was all along experiencing the cake. Now there is no concept of the cake left. So what he ate, nobody knows. Because now there is no intellect to say that you ate a cake. And there is no ananda also along with that. So what is that I am doing? Is the question. I think this question might have been there with all of you today. If you don't have it, meaning you have understood it perfectly. That means you are already in Advaita. But if you have this question that what is that then? So if we had this cake, which is a concept, and the concept is created by intellect, and the ananda is coming on the cake, because when you put the cake in the mouth starts watering because you are eating a cake. So there is an intellectualization that you are tasting a cake, and then the feeling comes of mind, and then the pranas will react to it, and then you have the Annamaya Kosha, where it is secreted. So there is Ananda or there is no Ananda. Now I am saying that there is nothing called as Ananda at all, because it is dependent on Punya. So if there is accumulation of Papa, then the same cake will not taste anything to that person. So he might not be able to gain anything out of that cake. So then the question comes on tamas, whether tasting that cake is a good thing or tasting a cake is a bad thing. Now when we drop both of them, there is nothing to taste. So it means that we have disregarded or we have removed all the 5 koshas. because they all are unreal. And what is unreal have to be removed. So if you remove that, no more there is a cake. So then the teacher answers the question. Shri Guru Vacha Satyam Uktam Tvaya Vidvan Nipunaha Asi Vicharane Aham Adi Vikaraha Te Tat Abhavaha Ayam Api Anu. The Guru answers, you have spoken very rightly, O learned one. You are indeed clever. Nipuna means clever. Vicharane, in discrimination. Aham Adi Vikaraha Te, all modification like ego and its related one, manas, buddhi, and indriya and all that. And indeed, tat abhavaha ayam api anu. Also their absence during deep sleep is this. The riddle of the Maya is this and that. So either you go to one extreme and say this, and you go to another extreme and say that. And both are wrong. So in 214th verse, he explains what is this and what is that. Sarve yena anubhuyante. All this is perceived by that. Yaha swayam na anubhuyate. But that you cannot perceive with this. Tat atmanam veditaram. That is the self, the real you, the only knower. Vidhi buddhya sukshmaya. Realize that with an extremely subtle intellect. Now the question comes, having dropped the buddhi, how can you get a buddhi? But that is what a language can bring you into. So presently there is no koshas at all. So the discrimination here is done automatically. So when he says subtle intellect, a question comes then, that means Vijnanamaya Kosha is there. But Vijnanamaya Kosha is not there. Any questions, or have you clearly understood this?
You have to repeat it
Okay.
once because somebody else was speaking to me, so I missed
Okay.
what you said.
No worries. So this shloka 214 is most confusing shloka. So I'll read that again. Sarve yena anubhuyante yaha swayam nanubhuyate tam atmanam veditaram vidhi buddhya sukshmaya. Means sarva ena anubhuyante, whatever is experienced through perception, called as this. Yaha swayam na anubhuyate, that you cannot perceive with this, meaning there is no experiencer at all. Even though you think you are experiencing, there is nothing being experienced. Tam atmanam veditaram, that is the self, the real you, the only knower. This is what Sakshi is all about. It just knows. But there is no experiencer and experienced. Vidhi buddhya sukshmaya. Realize that with extremely subtle intellect. Now the problem is that the Manomaya Kosha not being there, how can an intellect come? There is the question. But that is what the limitation of language is. There is no koshas, but yet the buddhi is there in the consciousness, not the buddhi of what it has learned. The actual buddhi, which never is, never was, never will be, like that. Know this and that. Got the... Yes.
Yeah.
Lata.
So the consciousness or the self just knows.
Yes.
There is no experience there. That's what you are trying to say.
Yes, there is no,
right?
yes, there is no experience.
And that's what you call it the subtle intellect, not the real that other instrument intellect.
Yes, there is no instrument. So what I mean to say is that you have a cake, but there is no cake eating, nor the cake, nor the experience of the cake, nor taste of the cake, nor smell of the cake, nor sight of the cake. Nothing is there. And
So this subtle intellect, what is called as your inner guru.
yes, that is your inner guru.
And that's what will start telling you what to do
Yes.
afterwards, once you touch there.
Yes, when you are there, you just do. There is nothing like it will tell you what to do. You are there. That's all.
So, Sakshi means it just knows. It's not an experience. It just knows.
It knows. So there is no question.
it.
Yes. So there is no
That's
question.
it.
Yeah, that's it. So there is no question after that.
Okay.
So then we can't ask, how did it know?
Yeah, that everything is in that. So it just knows. It just dawns. I can say like that.
Yes, it just dawns. So we don't have to say this is a tree. There is no experiencer of the tree. It is that. That's all. Tattvam asi. So I don't know. All the three have understood, or should we stop here? Or shall I go forward with 2 and 5, which is even more confusing, the 2 and 4?
Now, from previous sloka to this sloka, the transition, what we have done.
Yes.
When you have 5 koshas, you are not that. That means immediately shunya comes.
Correct.
Because there is nothing.
Yes,
And
there
the
is no...
question is, what is then? What is that then? So that is what you are explaining. What is that sakshi you are trying to explain?
Correct.
Intellectually understood.
Yes, and there is no experiencer. So you can't say, I will experience and tell you.
There is no, it is shunya.
It is...
Till you understand what is next level. And next level understanding, mind you have already dropped. And how your understanding is you within you.
No, there is no you within you. There is only you.
Somebody, the nothingness, whatever happens, if you happen to drop the intellect, that nothingness happens. But there is something which knows that blankness, and that is you. The real you.
It is experiencer is that?
No.
There is no experiencer, just knows.
Only experience is there then?
No.
You don't have both. Knower is there?
No.
No.
Knower is not there. Known is also not there. But yet it knows.
Are you talking about Purnatva and Shunya together?
No. This is the end of
No.
it.
Oh, that is liberation.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we are trying to understand something beyond the intellect with intellect.
Yes.
Correct.
That's not possible. So we have come to the end of the journey. Day before yesterday we got moksha. Now
Okay, let me ask one thing.
Yeah.
We use the word drishtara and all that great maharshis. The knowledge is downloaded to their mind. From there they have, through verbally, they have given to others in the form of Veda, for example. So that is done where? Is it from the Shunya or it is done in the within this Panchakoshas?
It doesn't matter. From this standpoint, it doesn't matter.
But still, see, the curiosity is from where it has come.
That means you have to go back to this Manomaya Kosha. Now there is nothing more to be known.
We are talking about knowledge, right? Knowledge is nothing but realization, self-knowledge.
What is self-knowledge? Is to drop out
That
everything.
is self-knowledge.
No, but it is like this. To drop out everything is self-knowledge. Not to acquire anything.
About everything is self-knowledge.
Yes.
Ah.
So if you acquire, then again it becomes knowledge. It's not self-knowledge.
Yeah, correct.
I think the greatest intellect is to understand the limitations of intellect.
See, now the question comes, but I'll tell you what will happen. Now we will say that is apaurisheya. So somebody, some god or somebody has given this Vedas. So we feel very much connected. Right.
Yes.
Now the question comes that how did it happen? So then we say that there are gods and they give, when they give here. Then the question comes, why only they give it here? Why not anywhere else? So this is what intellect is all about, of how and why and how and why. This and that. What he is saying in 214 is that there is no this nor there is that. Sarvayena anubhuyante yaha swayam na anubhuyate. That means you yourself will not experience anything.
There is no experience to experience.
Yes, there is nothing to experience. No thing. It's not nothing, it is no thing to experience.
So, Atma Jnana experience not possible through these Panchakoshas beyond.
Yes.
But there is nobody to explain that.
Nobody
But
will
it
be
is there.
yes, there is you need to track it yourself, because he says in this question of 212, this is what the Shishya asked. Mityatvena nishidveshu kosheshu eteshu panchashu. You have negated all the five as unreal. Sarva abhavam vina kinchit, except in the absence of everything. Na pashyami atra he guru. I find nothing else here. Vigneyam kim u vastu asti swayam swatmana atma vipaschita. How does one know himself when there is nothing to know, is his question. See, you require the five koshas but to know something.
Correct.
Now you've thrown out the five koshas. Now you tell me what will you know? It's like I am giving you a key.
Can I say
Yeah, go ahead.
Panchakosha is all Jivi?
No, intellect is a jivi. Again, you have really missed it.
No, what is this put together Panchakosha is called?
Panchakosha is Panchakosha. In that, Manas is one part, Buddhi is another part. Buddhi definition is jivi.
Oh, Buddhi is Jivi there. The people who are having this Panchakosha, I use the word, in that maybe Buddhi. This is above Buddhi.
Above that Buddhi is Ananda. Now he says even Ananda is not true.
But he says in 214, last thing is Tam Atmanam Veditaram Vidhi Buddhya Susukshmaya. That means Ati Sukshma Buddhi, only you can grahya, you can
Yes.
understand this, right?
Correct. So when you have removed the Buddhi, how will you get a subtle intellect is my question.
Because this Buddhi is also reflected on.
No, wait. Yeah.
If you put it in English form, there is no absence of experience, but there is experience of absence.
Yeah, that way you can put it. There is experience of absence. See,
Means it's not that there is no experience. There is experience, but it is the experience of the absence.
you experience absence, that's all.
Yes, yeah.
Abhava. Yeah, but to answer to your question, it is like this. Let's take a example. Oh, what is your road called as? Your street.
Say, street is 8th main.
8th main. Okay, so let's keep only 8th main. Okay. Now if you keep 8th main, this is 8th main. Right. This is 8th main. Now there are several 8th main. So then you come to that 8th main. Correct. From the Elchenhalli station, if I were to go down and then call you, what you're going to say? Come to 8th main. Inform the auto driver, come to 8th main. So then I will tell the auto fellow, take me to 8th main. He will ask me which 8th main. So then I'm going to give you a call asking that, but he's asking me which 8th main I should take you. Then you are going to say that RBI layout 8th main, not the other 8th main. So this is what is called as this and that. So there is an anubhuyante, that which is experienced. Which one? 8th main. By me. Yaha swayam na anubhuyate. Have I experienced that 8th main?
It is Nama and Rupa.
He is saying drop both of them, you will realize it. Can you at
So
any
experiencing 8th main means here what? Experience means through your panchendriyas getting of identification.
no
So 8th main
no
experience is only through my eyes
no no
and nothing to hear there.
no, but you totally lost it. Now I'll again give the same example. Do you know there is 8th main? Or do you
From
feel?
in my mind, 8th main is there in my mind because of I have seen it.
So do you know? Knowing is intellect. Do you know there is 8th main?
Through intellect, I don't know how to respond to your question. See, I know my intellect only says it is 8th main. It is not 7th. It is not 6th.
No, your intellect doesn't say. Your mind says this is 8th main. How does it know?
But the decision comes from where? See, my mind says this is not 7th. This is not 6th.
Hey, wait. But
There are easier examples. Meaning, see, when a child is born, it knows to breathe. How does it know to breathe? It doesn't. There is no memory, there is no mind, there is no memory of, I know how to breathe. And all these are coming from the subtle intellect. Okay, you can call that as an instinct, but it is that subtle intellect which teaches it breathing. When a fish is getting out of its eggs, it knows to swim. How does it know to swim? It doesn't drown. Meaning it doesn't just go to the bottom and die. It swims. That subtle intellect is always there, it knows. And that knowing is not coming from the mind or the intellect. Because there's nothing that is there like that. These are easier examples, I feel, because this 8th main, because there will be so much of confusion between whether I know it through my real intellect or subtle intellect.
no,
That will be a lot of confusion.
if you take the breathing one, then we have come to the pranamaya kosha.
No, it's not that. Sorry. See, this is where we are confusing. I'm not that you should breathe. We are not coming to the pranamaya kosha. So breathing is in the pranamaya kosha, but that we should breathe, it is a subtle intellect.
Okay, if that example
That
helps.
we should swim is a subtle intellect.
No,
Swimming itself is then Annamaya kosha. But then what I'm saying is that we should do it like that. Meaning that instant when you come out, that you should do it like that is an intellect which is very deep inside us.
fine. If that helps, it's good. Example is good. If it can be taken that way. Nice one. Yeah, but are you convinced with that?
I should say that I don't know, right?
You should.
I have only seen, but I don't know.
Which one?
And I see. I'm not very sure what is the answer you expect out of this
No, I'm not.
from me. Do I need to say intellectually I don't know?
No, again you're no. So
I think I have not understood about your
no.
intention of what you're trying to expect.
No,
from me.
Padmashri gave a very good explanation about not about this
Yeah.
breathing, but previously she said it's not that there is no experience, but you will experience the absence of it. Okay, that is the correct one. What she said is correct.
Ah.
That's a correct answer. It's not that there is no experience, but there is an absence of experience. Okay, and that's the reason I took this example of
Experience of the absence.
experience of the absence.
Experience of the absence. There is no absence of experience.
Yes. So you can't say, when we say I am experiencer, what it really means is that there is an absence of experience. Nothing to do with shunya. There's just absence of experience. There is nothing to experience. Or
There is nothing to experience. Okay, I have understood that.
so let us split it in two parts. No thing. See, we create an objectification. There is no thing to experience. Okay. Now we take this example of eighth man. Is there anything to experience there?
No.
Yes. So there is no thing to experience, but still it exists, right?
Okay.
And that is what he's talking about here, this and that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Then can you give me one example of experience means what? Nothing experience I have understood now. Experience means what?
Experience means you possess something there. You got it. Knowing is different.
See, I
and
am
getting
having computer with me. No, I am having computer with me. That is my experience, can I say?
Yes, that is your normal experience through intellect. That it is computer. Absence of it means what?
Yeah, in that space there is nothing. See, today the computer was there on that table. Tomorrow somebody has removed nothing.
No. It's not like
Is
that.
it-
No. When
Is it not like that?
when you touch the computer, see, when you say absence of experience of absence, another good way to put it, I don't know how to use it. Anyway, Padmashri's word, experience of absence. Okay. So there are two words here. Absence of experience is one.
No, I have understood. The experience as the absence is you are not identifying through this Panchabhuta. What you call it, your Tanmatras.
Yes, you are not only doing that.
When you cut Tanmatra, there is nothing is experienced there.
Yes, there is nothing that is experienced.
Are
One.
you calling that?
Yes, and number two is that there is no conceptualization.
Which means I don't have even mind. Because if you have mind, means it's experience. I have taken out that mind.
Yes, that's correct. Now you got it.
Okay. So you are telling drop all your Panchakoshas, then what is that experience? There is nothing to experience.
There's nothing to experience, but yet there is experience of absence.
Yeah. Experience of absence is not, you are going to talk now onwards
Yes,
in this Vivekachudamani. Yeah.
correct. So that is what he says as extremely subtle intellect.
Oh, if it is extremely subtle intellect, where is that intellect?
Again, we come back to that. See, if you have,
See, you are telling your normal intellect and all, don't use it because you drop everything. That means there is something called subtle intellect.
now where is that? Is the question.
So I have that huge doubt now. Where is that?
Where is that? So now that is answered in 215.
215, yeah? Okay.
So you only read it better.
Me reading. Write down that. Yeah. Tat Sakshikam भवेत् तत्तत् यद्यत् येनानुभूयते तस्याप्यन अनुभूतार्थे साक्षित्वं नोपयुज्यते.
So what does that mean? This is what is the subtle intellect all about.
That means, see, it says the one who experienced something, for that he is a experiencer. So if we have the experience of something, during that time, there is no question of sakshitva. Does this mean there is nothing called sakshitva is needed? Because he himself is sakshi.
Yes. And that is what is called subtle intellect.
That is, you are talking everything out of Panchakosha, beyond this also.
Yes, all from now onwards there is no Panchakosha at all.
So I am at that Chaitanya in Sakshi Rupa.
Correct.
That is, so we are talking about Chaitanya only, nothing else. That means reflected conscious we use. This is not reflected. Now you are talking about the original.
Original, yes. Reflected consciousness was the Buddhi,
Correct.
which was called as Jivi.
Buddhi, Jivi. Okay. And you are telling this is there everywhere.
Yes.
So the word what you use, Nannolage, Devaru, that is not right. That is only mind only. Nannolage means.
Yeah, that is
Olagu, Horagu, Ella Kadegu, Yavagalu.
correct.
It should be like that, right? Yeah.
Correct. It's all pervading.
Then that means there is no difference between you and me, because there is nothing called you and me.
Absolutely.
Intellectually understood.
Yeah, so if we really go deeper into that shloka, Tat Sakshikam. Sakshikam means one who sees as a witness. Bhavet Tattad. This is that. Okay? Tattad. Yat yena anubhuyate. By that. All this is said to be witnessed. So you have to stay in this or in that. Both are not there. So then he asked this question, Kasya api anubhuya anubhutarthe. When there is no entity to witness a thing, that's why the reason I use the word called as no thing. There's no thing to experience. Sakshitvam na upayujyate. The witnesser itself is not possible. There is nothing to witness. So you never arrived and you never left. That's the meaning of it. You arrived means this. You left means that. Like birth is this, death is that. So another simple example, you were in this room, you go to that room, right? This and that. You did not go to any room is the answer. This we have been talking for long. I've been asking Lata to observe, and that day when she observed, she found that she is not moving into any room.
You are there everywhere, so there is no movement.
There's no movement.
Yes, correct.
Okay, very good. Then this chalana happens, not chalana, vayu. That is because of Panchabhutas only, right? Nothing to do with this.
That is only Prakriti. Swabhava.
Prakriti is chalanamai.
Yes, the Prakriti Swabhava, the Vayu Prakriti Swabhava is to move. But you are not moving, right?
Yes.
So the concept of this and that, this room and that room. I am in this room, I will very soon go to that room. That means there is a witnesser in this room, and when you go there, what happened to the witness? That witness is also gone, right?
Yeah.
When you are in that room, what happens to this room? This room doesn't exist now. So wherever you exist, the room exists. If you don't exist, the room also doesn't exist. So this will cut the GV, basically. Now, you are in Ishvara, if you look at it. If you are in Ishvara, you never moved to this room or that room. If you are GV, then the intellect says that I was there in this room, now I am there in that room. This is the most easiest example I can give you. But you are not moving between this and that. Because
You are there everywhere, so you are not moving.
you are not moving.
Only mind is moving.
Yes, so if this means birth, that means death. So we will say that person, because he is not here in front of us. So we'll always conceptualize this experience and that experience. I had this, it was so good. Now I'm having that is better than this, or this is better than that. So he says,
So
yeah, go ahead.
if this and that comes, and that's when the space comes.
Yes, that's
And
what
when that space comes, the time also comes. And
Correct.
that's why birth and death also is there.
correct. If you don't
Right.
have, correct, you're absolutely right. If you don't have this and that, there is nobody born, nobody died.
Yeah, correct. So you're always there.
And you're just,
And only
yeah, go ahead.
that some smoke screen has gone off.
Yes. So that would be the experience from now on.
That is a good example. Moving from one room to the next room, and
Yes, that is very clearly understood.
yeah. So that's a very good one actually.
Instead of the,
So I can also this way, right? Now if I imagine there is no Panchabhutas, everything is same.
no. You have
Because
to,
I am sensing Panchabhuta, I in my mind it says that Panchabhuta is there.
no.
If I don't have sensor, nothing is there.
No, it's not like that. That becomes a very bad way of understanding. It is the Panchabhuta is there, but the Nama Karana is not there.
Oh, still the belief is Panchabhuta is there.
You are, see, the Panchabhuta experience is happening because of the Brahman, right?
Yeah.
So you cannot negate it itself. See, Brahman Satya Jagat Mithya. If we take, Jagat is the name and form. That is not there. But you are not going to identify the 5 elements. this I don't know how to put it.
Yeah, when you first negate Jagat by you sitting in one room, you are there, present there only. Okay, so then in that other things are gone. So that means Jagat is gone, but GV still exists there, right?
Yes, the GV exists.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
GV is nothing but this 5 elements. So now you will have to transcend that GV and go to Ishvara, and then you will not associate with these 5 elements.
Yes. You can't remove it, you have to transcend it. There's a difference between removal and transcending it.
Yeah.
Just like the other day we were talking about Padma Shri, talking about the mind. There is removal, or rather transcending or keeping the mind. Like that you have to remove or transcend and keep the intellect, let's say. What you need to do is to transcend. Transcend means go higher than what it is. That you are literally living it as is condition. You are not associating with it. The friend comes, let it come. You are not going to identify it as a friend or an enemy. That is what the meaning of transcend is. So mind and intellect has to be transcended. So in a very simple example, if I were to give you, you are sitting in the room. Now your mind says, through intellectualization, the mind says, this is your daughter room, or this is your room, or this is your study room, or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
That now you mark this word, that is an experience, right? Where is this? Is not there. When you have this experience, that is not there. Correct? Agree?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Brahman experience is neither this nor that. Meaning, it's not your daughter room. It is not even a room. It is 4 walls and a roof covering the space. That's all. So the room is not experienced.
Okay. I have understood. It is not daughter's room. Fine. But 4 walls and roof, that also is an identification. Do I need to keep it or drop it? That also.
No. You will not see. If you were to explain to someone like what he is explaining. See, you have to explain to someone, right?
Yeah.
So then you have to say it is 4 room and 4 walls and a roof.
Yes.
Called as a room. It is called as a room. So then comes this and that.
Yes.
But when you are sitting there, do you have a room? If you close your eyes and sit, do you have a room? Do you experience
If I close my eyes, I have no experience of room.
Exactly. That is what he's saying here. There is nothing to witness. Just like when you close your eyes, there is nothing to witness, right?
Yes.
This you have to do it all the time now.
Okay. So Sushupti feeling in Jagrata Avastha, simply speaking. We are in Sushupti, in the deep sleep, I have no experience of anything.
And that
The same thing if I bring it in Jagrata,
that is
it
called
is that,
Surya.
right?
That is Surya.
Surya.
Okay.
That means I have no relations, no Panchabhutas there, and no mind,
No intellect.
no intellect. There is nothing to take any decisions.
Yes. You are just walking free now.
But what you said yesterday, it is tamas because avidya is still there.
Yes.
Vidya means you have to, in the Jagrata Avastha, experience the same thing.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Good. So then what happens? If you were to do that, you just is witness.
Yes.
And that's what he says in 216.
1, 6.
asau swasakshiko bhavo yatah स्वेनानुभूयते अतः परम स्वयं साक्षात् प्रत्यग आत्मा न च इतरः. Okay, that means this Atman, when you remove the room and everything, you are you, which is a witness of itself. Yatah svena anubhuyate, it is realized only by itself. Ataha param swayam sakshat, hence the supreme itself directly. Pratyagatma nacha itaraha, there is nothing other than that. So when you open the eyes, you see the wall. When you close the eyes, there is no wall. Okay? If you open the eyes and you see no wall, then you are realized. It's just a witness. It is so easy. So for that you need to do the padartha abhavana. If you cannot do padartha abhavana, then you will not experience this subtle. But if you can do the padartha abhavana, then it is good. So I'll tell you what happens. Now the wife comes or the husband comes. You close your eyes, where is the wife and where is the husband? Not there. Now if you open up your eyes and be in that experience of not identifying it as a wife or husband, because the initial, when the womb, it took it entered into the womb, it was never a wife or a husband. So you can use the jnana there. You can bring the jnana there, saying that where was the wife and where was the husband. So that's why reason Shankara says, Kate kanta kaste putra samsaro yama ativa vichitraha. Why? Because the person whom you are seeing never existed in that way as husband or wife. So from where will you bring it? So when you stay in that way without any worry or tension or attraction or whatever way, then you are just witness to whatever is happening there. Just like when you were to close your eyes and sit, whatever is happening, you are absolved from that. Same thing, if you are able to do it with open eyes, you are in that. There is no this and that.
So, in open eye, if I drop all panchendriyas,
Yes.
that eye opening is equivalent to closing eyes, because I have disconnected vision.
Correct. So now what happens is, in the Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna says is, the yogi will wake up when the world sleeps and he will sleep when the world has woken up. Got the point? This is what the meaning is.
What is that? I have understood the first one. He will wake up when world sleeps. That means in Jagrata Avastha.
What is the
And the
Jagrata?
other one
Wait.
sleeps when Jagat.
No. Wait. First let us resolve the first one. He wakes up when the world is, or he sleeps when the world is woken. And he wakes up when the world is sleeping.
Yeah.
What it means? It means that the yogi, if the world is up, meaning if the names and forms are there, he will sleep. He will not
When
associate.
names and forms are there, he will sleep. Yes.
And when names and forms are not there, he will wake up. So when does the name and form go away? When everybody goes to sleep.
Yes.
He is awake. Jitendriyaha. That is the meaning of 216.
Hmm.
We'll take the 217 tomorrow because it's a very long one.
217 tomorrow. Oh, it's a big 4 lines.
No, 4 line, but the depth is very high. Okay, 9:25. If you want to close right now, also we can.
Yes, we will close. I'll get 5 minutes. Good. Yeah.
Vilas, tomorrow and day after I will not be able to join. Yes.
Okay, no worries.
Tomorrow is Gauri Puja, right?
Yes.
And then we can also skip 1 day rest.
2 days.
2
Then
days.
it is next is on
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
So much we have learned. So let us implement it in Gauri and Ganesha.
That is right meaning.
Now you'll get a lot of sweets and this and that and festival, all that.
We will not distracted with that. We will be attracted to spirituality within that, right?
Yes. So let's see how we work it out. So we'll
Because
meet.
you are only thinking of getting. You are only thinking of getting. So we are thinking of making.
Making, exactly.
That is.
That is correct, Bhakti.
Then all panchakoshas are required there.
Yes. Panchindriya is also required. You have to taste it.
Yes.
Okay. So let's meet
Yeah.
on Monday.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you then.
Have a nice festive season.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Have a nice one. Bye.